Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the AlexCloud2275 stream. Hope you're all doing well this fine day. I'm doing good. Ready and raring to bring you another rousing episode of Final Fantasy XVI for my gaming pleasure and your viewing pleasure. New install from the PlayStation, which... Okay. Yeah, so they've updated it, so hopefully we get no more glitches. In addition, because it's payday today, I have bought the DLC and got some extra DLC items, being the Buster Sword and this Cortana. And then some more music. So, I'm just going to claim these items.
Anything I can do for you?
Alright, we've already talked to you, Theodore.
The caravans.
Alright, and because we have claimed new items, and there are things I want to do, we're gonna head back to the hideaway. New missive for Clive. A new State of the Realms. New music. Okay. But yeah, so we're not going to do the DLC until the penultimate mission of the game.
A seed of it.
Thank you, Clive.
Yeah. Cool. Go for a bit of where the heart is. But yeah, we're just going to replace the looks of some things for the moment. So that's the ancient sword, which, we've already sold. The Buster Sword and Katana. Alright, we're going to go with the Buster Sword. We're going to go with the Buster Sword look. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
And this is just going to be some like DLC side stuff, side quest stuff. I'll put the Excalibur back on when we get there. Greeting from the Crimson Caravans. I trust you and your party gained the Dominion without further event. Should your travels ever bring you back to the markets and put the need of additional assistance, you can find the Crimson Caravans. More than happy to oblige, even if we even might offer a discount on our usual rates. Cool. But yeah, we're going to do some DLC Buster Sword or side questing, and then switch back to the original sword before we go back to the main quest. I got a Buster Sword. Come on, guys, I got a Buster Sword. Like, what do you expect? Me to not use the Buster Sword?
Ugh, I'm never drinking again.
Let's also check my gear. I've already rolled 4 on my gear selection. Okay. Cool. Look at it.
My knowledge is yours. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Hippocrates has a revelation. Heart of the Mother Crystals, a stalwart defense. The bright convolution of shards that sits in the center of each Mother Crystal. When the heart shatters, so too does the mountain around it. Since time immemorial, sanctuaries have been built around the hearts of for the worship and protection of these irreplaceable treasures. The hearts, however, have their own methods of self-defense, replying any attack upon them made them with unique and deadly magics. Lost Mother Crystals. When Sir Telemon put his plans to destroy the mother crystals into motion. 5 of their number towered in the twins, 3 less than existed in past eons. The mother crystal of Damzik was the first to fall, followed by Drake's Fawn in southern Ash and Drake's Eye in the northern territories. Now nothing remains of them save for the scars left behind by their passing. Gil has been the common currency of Asteria ever since the signing of the Continental Accords many centuries ago. The Accord entrusted the administration of currency to the realm's most trusted merchant guild, headquartered in what would be later become the Free Cities of Canva. A new currency took its name from the founder of said merchant guild, the legendary Gulabard the Golden. Trade flourished around the newly established mint, and over time the worship of money grew into a full-fledged religion, the Great Blank of Gilbert the Lender. And adamantite, one of the hardest known materials in the twins. Seams of its ore have only been found in the far-flung reaches of Ash, where forces of first Valdemark and Willard often warred with the orcs who claimed the lands as their own. Though the metal makes for fine arms and armour, the rarity of both its ore and craftsmen versed in the particulars of forcing it ensure that adamantite weapons remain the preserve of the rich and powerful.
What subject shall we consider today?
Oh, what we got? Otto. Hidden past. 2 decades, fast friends. However, his firstborn awakened as a bear and his family gladly condemned the son to a life of slavery. Otto could no longer turn a blind eye to the suffering of those touched by Aether. His friend rallied to his cause, and together they swore to save Otto's son and others like him. Thorgal. Faithful friend, he's rare, frostwolf and bold with the same sorcerer's strength as his ancestor Fenrir, which calls upon to defend the allies of Crisis, though the manner in which he primes into his Fenric form is reminiscent of dominant summoning their Echons. Torgal calls not his own Echon, but upon the powers of those who have walked beside him over the years, and with whose the Aether has become imbued. And Dion, Prince of the Holy Emperor of Semprek, the dominant Bahamut, keeps loyal to his father's Empress Sylvester, and is much pained by his Radiant's recent cold-heartedness towards both his people and himself. A change that Dion learns rightly is largely a result of Annabella's scheming. Annabella Lesage, and viceroy of the Imperial Province of Rosaria, which rules with a iron fist, and also long laboured to see her son, Prince Oliver, seated on his father's throne. The plan comes to fruition after the schemes of Hubert Copter brings an end to Darman's long seed of the twins, and he sees this triumph ascribed to the young prince. Oh, Mary. Sylvester Lesage. Emperor married Annabelle's Rosla, and Oliver's influential affairs in the imperial court have only grown more over the years, until Sylvester was finally convinced to surrender his throne to the young prince, announcing him to be the latest in the long line of earthly incarnations of Gregor. And Oliver Lesage, second son of Emperor Sylvester, and third of Empress Annabelle. After Annabelle's machinations saw the Dalmec siege of the Crystalline Dominion broken and the victory ascribed to the young prince, Sylvester was convinced to surrender the throne to his beloved son, anointing him Emperor Olivia, first of his name. Cool. The land. What new? Accession of the Empire. Emperor Olivier. While the accession is one of the young... Once so young was imprisoned until reassured those bold enough to express doubt as the wisdom of such a choice maintaining the great Gregor made flesh, he would merely serve as an advisor to the young nephew until he came of age. Prince Dion, the Emperor's firstborn and rightful heir of the Holy Throne, was very violently opposed to the plan, but his objections fell on deaf ears. Latany's Cleft, a narrow sandstone valley that cuts through the northern Dalmacia and the terminus that can be found in the vast crater of the Dalsmic Falls upon the lip, which is nestled a bustling market of Bockload. Dalmac's Falls, a vast cavity in the earth located in the steppes of the Forgotten, a desolate coastline region of eastern Dalmac. Despite the fact that for centuries seawater from the Strait of Ora has flown into the plumbless crater without cease, it shows no sign of filling. The tragic tale that came to be known as the Sins of Dalsmac is said to have taken place. Crystalline Impasse. The conflict fought with the Hobel Empire and the Empire of Dalmac. There's a dispute of the Daleks for subjection to the Sembrek's occupation of Twinside, a city in the Crystalline Dominion. However, when the Republic finally entered the fray, it found itself sorely outmatched. Sid the Outlaw's destruction of Drake's Fang further weakened their position with their homeland in chaos. The Daleks were forced to negotiate a withdrawal. Credit for this to the turn of events is largely attributed to Olivier Lesage, second-born son of the Holy Emperor and now made Crown Prince of Sambrek. And the Castones are a band of brigands who set up camp in Lebanese cliffs on the outskirts of Botland, preying on those fleeing from Cumberland Republic in order to line their own coffers, forcing them to either empty their own pockets or pick the pockets of others on threat of death. Holy Empire of Sambrek, following Olivier's accession, Continent Storm with Twinside its capital, apparently not content with the upheaval caused by removing his crown to the recently seized Crystalline Dominion. Lesage chose to compound the uncertainty by installing his second son, Olivier, as the Holy Emperor as a child. Holy Emperor and all that jazz. The Mithril engine technology designed to propel the Hideaway's flagship, the Enterprise, across the seas and to heretofore unconvenable speeds. It is not fueled by magic, but mithril, a hard, inherent substance refined from dead plant soil. Inert that it is, unless burned at a blistering temperature, whence the release of all the energy stored within, for which reason cooling is required to form the three-piece thermal displacement stack. Cool.
You are always welcome, Clive.
Thank you. Now I'm going to take my Buster Sword and go out into the world and slap some people. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm going to have to review that, and
Eloise and Theodore seem like dependable allies. It's just a shame they didn't learn our secrets sooner. Goots and Karen have known them long enough.
Hugo Kupka's dead, isn't he?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
And how may I assist you today?
Allow me to
view
educate
the state
you.
of the realm.
Here you are.
Clive is sent to join the next target, Drake's Tail. The last mother crystal standing in Storehome. They will make for the market town of Buckland. Rogertus, train will slowly pass through the caravans to the Crystalline Dominion. Armistice, Ascension of Emperor Olivier. Okay.
Here's the latest information I have.
In a voice, he won't get through the checkpoint without his pass. Wait for us in Buckland. Hot-blooded, but his heart's in the right place. As shrewd as they come. Try not to make a scene. We accept customers of all stripes here. None will quarrel with her, I wager. A woman after my own heart, one can always count on him to work hard. And what do you say? She has a certain way of getting people to do what she wants. The cast stones must be crushed. She's spirited for an old crown. You look after your nan now. Sorry about all that. And forgive me, I thought you were one of them. Alright, cool.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Alright, let's go. Ask around the market about the missing sellsword. Accompany Joachim to the old Dasmix Road.
That's that then.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going. The Crystalline Dominion is our only chance.
What do you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here? Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Buggered off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
You know, I never get tired of seeing the Buster Sword on my back.
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you.
I'll take it.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckis history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
To be honest, having this on my book certainly accentuates the more modern feel that Final Fantasy VII has. Just it looks like a futuristic sci-fi sword, whereas I'm in, medieval world. And I never, I just, you clock a sword as a sword. Sure, it's modern at times, but it looks so much like just the way the smithing's done and the decal there is on the Buster sword. It does just look like it's a sword from a different era, and it's not just like a sword.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush, now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you.
Let's go. Yeah, it's not like that's another point. Yeah, that's fine. Stick to the plan, keep this for the side quests, and then test the other one out in some other side quests later, maybe?
Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here?
Give me a second. Oh, his arms, shoulders are going through. Not the clipping.
I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me.
It's a prince. Ah, wrong thing. I always end up abusing a potion when I shouldn't be. Right? Economists are wont to argue that the currency-based commerce and the cornerstone of the civilization. If true, this coin would suggest that goblins are far more civilized than humankind gives them credit for, or perhaps humankind is far less civilized than we presume.
Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them, and earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Boglad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Goblins. The only good goblin is a dead goblin, so let's make these goblins good. Plus the sword's too big for my fire as well. Oh, isn't that adorable? Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Not again.
Oh.
Alright then.
Well, screws what I just said. Excuse me? Alright, where's this magic goblin? Oh. Fine, gentlemen. Cool.
going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity that it tore a great crater in the very land upon which it was waged. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods, and great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time, though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward! History awaits!
Better already. Oh no. He's really got himself into trouble this time.
Oh.
Thanks, boy. Still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt, and once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath wrought upon mankind by the gods, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late, and so I came upon the idea of purchasing a companion. A captive audience, if you will.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high time we returned whence we came.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims, plus a little extra for the trouble I have put you to.
Quest complete. Breath of air upheaval. Cooldown time reduced.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. You found your thieves all right. And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for me. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your troubles.
Quest complete! Live and let live. Cool. 2,099, which means another few hundred more to go to get the ability I'm looking to get. Another 160, 170. It's cool. And hopefully that'll master it. And not just upgrade it. But all of these seems to have dual upgrades, so we'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, map. Looks like main story we go, which means we're switching back to our default color and default weapon. Just in case we pick anything up new on the way that's slightly better. Can't believe we got a Buster Sword. You cheeky bastards, you know right where to get me. And it's all glowy. Taking this cold and unassuming steel in one hand invokes strange yet familiar images of friendship and rivalry, love and loss, while the notches along the blade speak of hardship immeasurable. Once Cortana, taking up this expertly crafted blade in one's hands, evokes strange yet familiar feelings of burdens both borne and overcome. Alright, what do you actually look like in there? Whew! Aren't you a fat sword? I really wasn't expecting it to be that big. Jesus, that is a fat sword. Default, which is Excalibur. Open the world map and back to travel. I never noticed a big massive hole in there. Just kind of took it all for like sea. Okay. And there, those are the two mother crystals left. That's been taken. And those have been taken. And just the Deadlands and the Blight. How are we doing for... just buy some.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait.
Are you sure about that? I don't have loads of money anyway. Oh yeah, it hasn't improved my finances much. Where are we? No, okay. Close enough.
You're sure you don't need it?
Not when you say it to me like that, I'm not sure.
Thank you. Just what I was looking for.
I want all of those. They're all very important.
You're welcome anytime.
Out of my sight, wretch. I've no use for a brandy. You can't even fill my...
Peaches and pears, dates and beans.
Alright, 6. Okay. Alright. Oh, bless me. 2 and 2. One, 3. I mean, what's the least represented? It'll be Garuda again, isn't it? Everything else is kind of fair with the representation. Yeah, cool. And 4 again. Ooh. Let's change you for Will of the Works. Cool. And have a quick chat with Gotez and get ready to get this motion in the ocean and start the main story again.
The caravan stops next to the
pears! Slake your thirst without a crystal.
What I really want to be is a blacksmith.
You gonna do an apprenticeship or something then?
Here you are, good. Try not to lose it again.
Me pass! You found it! Oh, thank you so much. Nan would have killed me if I'd come back without it. I'll have to say thanks to Elle and Theo, too.
So should you, Hansa. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore. If anyone threatens you again, you know who to turn to.
We do. And we already have. Miss Elle's given us a job shifting the chocobo shit out the stables. It's hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the stones. But if we stick at it, we'll keep ourselves fit.
You stick at it, then.
And Goots, I'm sorry for stealing your pass.
That's all right. I've got it back now. And all's well that ends well, eh?
You said you're trained to be a blacksmith, right? Well, I'm gonna be your first customer. I'm gonna save up all my gil and get you to make me a massive sword.
I'll do me best.
Till then, eh?
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
But mercenaries...
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
All right. Let's go.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts, and more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear. that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. And this is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Annabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
Dupe. For years, Drake's Tale has provided this relatively tiny nation with wide-reaching influence rarely afforded nations of the same size. The Crystalline Dominion.
One would never guess that these people stood on the brink of war.
They're afraid. They turn to drink to forget their fears.
Anything you want to forget?
The harbor is empty, and half the market stalls too. The city may seem peaceful on the surface, but it's balanced on a knife edge. Were we to give it a nudge, it might be just the distraction we need to reach the Mother Crystal.
I thought you might say that. We should send for Gav. We'll need someone to keep the fires we start from going out.
And we can busy ourselves scheming until he gets here.
I'll send a Stolas then.
What is it, boy?
Quickly, run!
What's happening?
I don't know. Torgal! This way.
Fire in the sky.
The
All right.
city's on fire.
I'm sure Goots is fine. He'll be making for the square.
The one with the bell tower. In the middle of town, right?
Right, well guys, that's going to be the end of the stream for now. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to take a break, and then we'll be back with the next one. Thanks very much for watching.